Greetings, dear soul. I am Crispy, a Gaian, Mayan, Pleiadian emissary of light. In Lak'esh Alakin, Namaste. Today I'm going to talk to you about January 20th, 2025, according to one version of reality. But I think, as we know, there are many other calendars that are just as valid, if not far more. And I think you know the lens with which I will be looking today is the Mayan. So I have prepared a little PowerPoint for you to help explain the situation. So here we go. Now, the day in question is called Manifesting Corn, and let's talk about that. So manifesting is tone 10, which are the two hands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10 is manifesting. So you can see where two hands coming together to do the work relate to all of the key code words for Lahun. Lahun Ben is the Yucatecan pronunciation for that day. And the glyph is called corn. Some regions called it reed, others cane. I believe some called it bamboo, and it represents these crucial plants growing up straight, pulling energy from the earth. As you can see, the glyph, the earth line is here, energy coming up from the heart crystal core of goddess Gaia, energy coming down from Father Sun and all of the celestial elements. And corn, cane, reed, bamboo were all used in the home to help the family to give sustenance and to create the lives we all lived. So very powerful day. In the middle I have created what you would call what I call high vibe code phrases from combinations of the key code words. I will let you read those at your leisure. Now I'm going to tell you who our exemplars are for that day. And as you can see, it's extremely high vibration. Even if you just think of Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung having the same Mayan birthday, that should raise your awareness to the veracity and validity of the Mayan calendar. Then we add things in like these other people. I'm not going to talk at length about them at all, but for example, with Robert Bauval, if you've ever seen an image of the three main Egyptian pyramids with the three stars of Orion, the three main stars of Orion, let's talk about connecting pillars of light, shall we? Robert Bauval was the first person to bring that forward. Joseph S. Benner cleared up a lot of the energies that are actually existing within the one of the most powerful religions in the world. If you don't know who Esther Hicks is, just Google her. Oh my goodness. Now, Tony Shearer is the least famous among these people from certain perspectives. But if you know about the Mayan calendar at all, you know that his first book was the first place that the 13 by 20 grid was published to the Western world. And in his second book, let's take a look at what he did. His second book was the first place in the Western world and possibly anywhere else that created this pattern for us, which, as you can see, became very popularized by Jose Arguelles, whose first book publishing that, I believe, was in 1984, and then his next one in 87. So Tony Shearer created very much of the energy around the Mayan calendar. Now, you may or may not know this, but let's go into it. Every single day, what's happening is threefold. It's multidimensional to begin with. Over here, this wave, I call it the pulse wave. Today is tone 7, and I should just quickly go into today's energy. Here is today, ook, oak. And reflecting dog, tone 7 is the top of the pyramid. And here are some other energies. You see the Pleiadian star system is connected to the 7. And the dog energy is here, which is exemplified by these 3 people. So do your own research if you don't know who they are, but oh my goodness. Let me just say one thing here. Drunvalo is the reason that I created this Merkaba, and I wrapped the whole thing in copper, including the crystals on the edges, and I sit under that, and let me tell you, the energy coming through is clear, wide, open, and continuous. Now, back to my screen. So the pulse wave is happening every day, and these 13 days just continue like this. And then the 20 is going around. The other way to see the 13 is circular, which is also happening. And then the 260 days is here. Now, 260 is extremely important because it is the average number of days of a human gestation. The human body has 20 fingers and toes and 13 major joints of articulation. There's 1, 2, 3. Then you got hip and knee and ankle. So when you subtract these 20, the only other parts of the body that move, there are 13. 6 on this side, 7 is the neck, and 6 on that side. That's why the 7th column, tone 7, represents the crown chakra, and it is called reflecting because there's 6 on either side. Part of the reason why. So the multi-dimensional Mayan calendar is, how can I say it? Well, let's take another look at some of the more information about it. As I mentioned, the DNA connection is very clear. It seems that the first stone carvings having anything to do with the Mayan calendar as we understand it, this one aspect of it, was quite a while ago. The thing that I want to bring through to you is that not only does it help you harmonize and balance your left and right sides, through Mayan embodiment in particular, this is what happened to me one day while meditating. I got zapped with this. I literally felt my right hand being tightly gripped and my left hand being caressed like this. I saw myself inside this thing here. My mind was going back to my thoughts and I was looking to the future. Now, the left brain is connected to your right hand, and you think back to the past and facts and data with your memory of your left brain. You look to the future by looking up into the left and conjuring with your right mind. So that all happened to me, and now it's called Mayan embodiment. So there is harmony of the left and right hemispheres of the mind through this experience. Additionally, the Maya in numerous places say that, well, for example, in the Popol Vuh, the creation myth, it says the names of 8 Pleiadians, 4 men and 4 women, that came down and taught them everything. And so what I'm here to tell you is that the Divine Mayan Tzolk'in calendar is Pleiadian. Whether or not you believe that is fine. We are in the age of star seeds, and what is coming to light now is that all of humanity are star seeds. Every single one of us. Our DNA was created by extraterrestrials. It may have come from 13 different star systems. We don't really know. The one thing we do know is science cannot figure out where we came from. There's a missing link. There's the development of life on Earth we can track through pretty much billions of years, and then boom, all of a sudden, major shift and no connection to how humans got here. Well, we came from the stars. Our ancestors, our progenitors, our creators are celestial beings. Some of those may have been, or definitely are, Pleiadian. Regardless of that fact, when we talk about the word star seeds, all that really represents is we acknowledge that our soul has had lives or even will have lives on one of the Pleiadian planets. We know there are 7 major stars in the system, which probably means there's, I'm guessing, 20 planets. The star Maya, M-A-I-A, probably has, let's say, 5 livable planets, or even just 1 livable planet. The star called Maya could have been where the Pleiadian calendar came from, but insider information says that the intergalactic, multidimensional Maya are beyond our teeny tiny little Milky Way galaxy, okay? The Divine Mayan Tzolk'in calendar, Mayan means illusion or even mystery, and DNA is a much bigger mystery than anyone can even understand. Any bipedal, 5-fingered and toed creature, entity, you could call them humans if you want, would have a direct connection to this, no matter where they are in the universe, okay? So, the main point I'm trying to say is that this calendar will lift your consciousness out of the day-to-day grind. This calendar is the starseed calendar. It is the light worker calendar. It is the way shower calendar. One of the things that has also been happening in the past, let's just say 50 years, is that humanity is waking up to the fact that, we could even say 100 years, some of the first books that came out saying your mind creates your reality are over 100 years old now. And we now take it for granted, partly due to the work of Dr. Joe and even Abraham Hicks, right? Come on, law of attraction, that's what we're talking about here. What you think about is what you create, okay? So, especially on January 20th, 2025, the thoughts that you think are creating your own reality, and not just your own reality. humanity has a shared field of consciousness, of awareness. Some people call it the noosphere. It's really just the band of psychology that goes around the planet. And now that individuals are embracing the concept that their own thoughts create their own reality, the band gets bigger and brighter. So I really want you to concentrate on positivity, on love, on unity, on your celestial roots on Monday, the 20th of January, 2025, and every other day of your life. It is time for us to wake up and transcend the matrix, you could call it. I think it's also somewhat obvious that the Roman Catholic Gregorian calendar, being 12 months of uneven numbers of months and in a strange pattern that's really beyond any kind of logic, has been thrust upon us, forced upon us gradually over time, and it came along with money and international business and finance, which started around 500 years ago. It began to spread globally. This calendar is what I'm talking about. The concept of money only came to the Maya in about the year 1515, when the Spanish conquistadors brought the concept of money. The Maya had no money before that. The Japanese, some of you know I live in Japan, didn't have money until the year 700. So 1300 years ago, they had no money here. And humans don't need money. It's just a concept. It's a tool that was useful for a while, perhaps. Whatever. The controllers of our culture, who in this book from 1992, so it's 33 years old this year, this information came through from the Pleiadians, that our controllers could best be referred to as the dark t-shirts. I call them the Darktilians. It's important to look at this as a game and as a story that's changing over time. Our souls came here, reincarnated on this planet, maybe many times, doesn't matter. Maybe it's your first lifetime as a human. Welcome! Oh, good for you. I hope it's getting better and better, quite honestly. This calendar will help you, trust me. The system that was in place before the Darktilians took control was 13 constellations and 13 moons, as it were. The moon has a cycle of 29.5 days. And in 1 year, there will always be either 13 new moons or 13 full moons in a 365-day period. There will never be 13 full moon cycles, because 29.5 multiplied by 13 is 385.5 days, I believe. You cannot fit the moon into a 13-month calendar unless it doesn't connect with the year, all right? 365.25-ish works really well with a 13-month calendar. However, the Maya never used that. They used the Tzolk'in and a few other calendars. They did not follow the extra day of 0.25, adding up to one extra day every 4 years. So that's another factor. But when the Darktilians took over, they removed the 13th constellation, which we can call Ophiuchus. They took that out of consciousness, and the serpent belonging to it, they wove into one of the most debilitating and disempowering myths ever created on the planet. They also created the concept of this God, who was an old man with an angry beard, an angry old man with an angry old beard sitting on a very cold and angry old throne. And he, the creator of the whole universe, according to this reptilian, Darktilian myth, made little planet Earth. Oh, that was so nice of him. And he made 2 humans. Oh, wow, cool. And then he said, you can have this whole planet, but don't eat the fruit of that one tree. And, then the serpent came along and fooled the lady. And so I'm asking you, if there was a God who created the whole of the universe, didn't the God know the serpent would do that? So either this God was really stupid, or if he did know that, then he's a total fucking asshole. That's my opinion, all right? Because if he created that impossible test that he knew his only 2 humans he ever made would fail, then he would punish them for that. This whole thing is completely yucky poo-poo, stinky, ooh. Time to transcend it. So the other thing the Babylonian priests did with their removal of the 13 was enforce this square cube of 12. We could say it's a black square cube of 12. And when dividing the sky into 12, they used 30 degrees of exact presence of where the stars are. And 2,500 years ago, where they drew the lines was somewhat accurate, but now any astrologer who's using a 12-month system called tropical is completely incorrect with reality. True sky, using Ophiuchus, is the only astrological view. I need to point one thing out, though. All of the myths included with all of those names are Babylonian, Greek, and Roman, and they all have misogyny and war woven into all of them. The whole thing should just be thrown out, baby and bathwater. What's your solution? Right here! Yay! It came from the Pleiades. It's designed to harmonize your left and right mind. It's designed for you to be sacred, holy, and divine because you already are. And it's designed to reconnect you with all of humanity and the stars. So, hey, why not? I mean, what are your other options? Well, sure, you can re-include Ophiuchus if you want to get in some massive arguments with millions and billions of people, especially the ones who, you know what? The ones who can't break free of the tropical and the 12, their egos are the only reason they can't break free. And even the ones who then cling to this Babylonian Greco-Roman worldview are still battling their ego. And that's the thing. The whole reptilian, darktilian, whatever worldview, the dark t-shirts, is a battle. They want you to believe in a battle. And that's also woven into their little book where they believe, or they've spun the myth that there is an eternal battle between the forces of good and the forces of evil. But who are the forces of good, really? They came from that God that poisoned their whole creation anyway, to begin with. Ew, yuck. It's just a joke. It was a temporary story to put blindfolds on people, to trap them in lower consciousness of their lower three chakras, and that's where this system can help pull you out of that. You should also look at other astrological systems, other philosophies. You need to transcend what you've been force-fed for your whole life, or even 2,000 years, or whatever you want to call it. And this is a great way to do it. So, what else can I tell you? Reality creation. We are creating our own reality. You can't argue that. That's an exact fact. So, on Monday, the 20th of January, 2025, and every single other day of your life, you are creating your reality with your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions and your actions, your choices. So why not choose to feel love and compassion for all of humanity? It's a good choice, as far as I can see. Yeah, and hey, why not choose a Mayan embodiment reading from yours truly? It came from the Pleiades, but it was channeled through me, so that's the way it is. And I truly love you unconditionally. I truly forgive all of humanity and all of the Darktilians and every single entity that has ever existed. I have unconditional forgiveness, unconditional love, unconditional trust that everything is perfect every single time. And hey, it's great to be alive. In Lak'esh, Alakin, Namaste. Crispy out.